Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. 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 Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Titam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatvāmanusandadhāmi Bhagavad Gīte Bhavadveshinim Namostu te Vyasa Vishala Buddhe Pullarabindra Yena Tvaya Bharata Taila Purna Prajvalito Jnanamaya Pradipaha Prapanna Parijataya Totra Vetraika Panaye Jnana Mudraya Krishnaya Gītāmrita Duhe Namaha Sarvopanishado Gavo Dogdha Gopalanandanaha Partho Dugdham Gītāmritam Mahat Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Bhishmadrona Tata Jayadratayala Gandhara Nilotpala Shalyagrahavati Kripena Vahani Karnena Velakula Ashwathama Vikarna Ghora Makara Duryodhanavartini Sottirna Khalu Pandavairana Nadi Kaivartakah Keshavaha Parashariya Vachasaroja Mamalam Gitarthagandha Jnanaka Kesaram Marikata Sambodhana Bodhitam Loke Sajjana Shatpadairaharaha Pepiyamanam Muda Bhuyad Bharata Pankajam Kalimala Pradhamsina Shreyase Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Paramananda Madhavam Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutaha Stunvanti Divya Vedai Sangapadakramopaniషadair Gayanti Yam Samagaha Dhyanavasthita Tadgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yogino Yasyantam Navidusura Suragana Devaya Tasmai Namaha Devaya Tasmai Namaha Today we are studying the 14th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. The chapter deals with the play of the three gunas. One of the meanings of guna is rope. Rope is that which binds us to the world, that is samsara. The world is that which binds us. And therefore this needs to be released. So three guna, we are all subject to the play of the three gunas. And we don't give too much of importance to the play of three gunas, and that's why when we face trials and tribulations in life, we do not understand why it is coming to us. And we attribute everything to the karma. Of course, the karma theory is strong, no doubt about that, but we are attributing everything to the karma. But ideally, the gunas are, the three gunas, Sattva, Rajas and Tamas, are the ones that play a great role in our life. If we can graduate, so to say, from tamas to rajas and from rajas to sattva and purify ourselves, then slowly and slowly we will see that even though the karmic influence plays a great role in our life, yet we do not feel the pinch of it. We will just know, yes, this thing has come to me, I just have to go through it. And that the gunas have their play in the life. That's why Sri Krishna says in the 18th verse of this chapter, 14th chapter, Urdhvam gachanti sattvasta. A person who is endowed with sattva. Sattva is the wonderful quality which releases everyone. Urdhvam gachanti. Such a person will go higher and higher. Even while living in this world, while dealing with everyone, yet such a person will achieve such a state of equanimity that he will raise his consciousness or raise his level of understanding beyond all the dualities. Urdhvam gachanti means here he goes. Of course, it also means that one goes to heaven and other lokas, but Sri Krishna really means here, what Sri Krishna seems to mean here is that one will not be dragged down by the trials and tribulations of life. That is what it is. Urdhvam gachanti sattvasta. Then madhye tishtanti rajasa. One who has some sattva in him or one who has some goodness in him or her, but also has a lot of desires to fulfill, will be stand still, so to say. Madhye tishtanti means he will be hanging in between the noblest and the meanest. So he will stand there in the middle. Madhye tishtanti rajasa. We see this. Most of us are those who are in the middle. Madhye tishtanti rajasa. Because rajas just moves us. Yes, we have our moments of sattvic feelings, no doubt about that. But rajasic feelings overtake them. And therefore we will be in that suspended state, as it were, for a very long period of time. That's why many people complain, oh, I don't see any progress in my spiritual life or any progress in my life at all. All those desires and all those feelings are still there with me. Yes, they will be there with you. But if you can increase the sattva, increase the sattvic level in yourself by proper food in the sense, whatever you partake through your mouth, through your 5 sense organs, it is called as food. So, and also the thoughts that you think. So if we can try to tame them, or if we can try to purify it, Gita has made it very, very clear. Purification comes through thinking about the pure. That means God, who is purity itself. You start thinking of that. If you start thinking of something or somebody who is evil, wicked, you will definitely gain or attain to the vices of that person. That's why when somebody does harm to us, or when we are angry with, start thinking of that person more than thinking about the good that that person has done, or the good that the universe has to give to us. So we start thinking, meditating of the other person. And what happens? Slowly and slowly that poison seeps through us. And a great rage develops within us, and there is no end for it at all. We don't see, and there will be counter reaction from the other person, and there is a lot of hurt to everybody, both the parties. Therefore, he says, madhye tishtanti rajasa here means rajasic qualities, try to reduce it. And then he says, Jaganya gunavrittista ado gachanti tamasaha. The person who is dominated by the tamasic qualities will degenerate. That is to say, that person will go so low in his own esteem and in the esteem of others that it will be very difficult for him to be drawn out. It's like a deep trench, a deep well, where when you fall, it's very hard to come out unless a very, very experienced and a proficient person can come and use his tools to remove you out. And that is the Guru, of course. If you get a Satguru, then that's a Guru will slowly bring you out from this mire called the samsara. In the next verse, Sri Krishna, he says that when the subject, the jiva, means the individual, the gunas alone as the agent of all actions. Nanyam gunebhyah kartaram yada drashtanupashyati gunebhyascha param vetti madbhavam sodhigacchati. So always we ask the question, if I do what you do, what is the fruit of such actions? What will I gain by doing it? Normally that's what we ask. What is there in it for me? So that's what Sri Krishna says. If you understand that it is these gunas, Sattva, Rajas and Tamas, that is playing its game in your life, if you can recognize it, then you will not become a player in this game. See, the game is going on, no doubt, around you. You cannot escape it, but you are not so totally involved in it. Just like when we go to a theater, movie theater, all the emotions are there on the screen and everything is going on, but you are just a spectator of that. We go to watch a movie, a horror movie, to get scared. We pay to get scared, which we pay to cry over there and all of that. But instead, we just watch them and enjoy or enjoy whatever is going on and not be involved in it. Whenever we involve our emotions, we fail. That's what Sri Krishna is saying here. Just be a drashta. Drashta means a witness. Just be a witness to all the happenings that are going on in the world. Why does Sri Krishna say this? Because this teaching is being given in, whereas Arjuna is not inclined to fight anymore. He says, no, I don't want to fight my own people. Even though they are in the wrong, Krishna says, no, that is not the way. You are here to fight. You have been given a job to fight. And therefore you need to fight. You cannot escape it. But do it in such a manner as if you are just a mere tool in the hands of the wielder, the tool. I am the wielder of the tool. You are just an instrument, that's all. Be an instrument. Very hard, no doubt, but sometimes when we are performing our actions, the like of which we might not have thought about before, certain actions that we are required to do, we just have to do it. Like a soldier. A soldier goes to do it. He does not want to kill. He does not want to maim anybody, but he has to just follow the instructions of the general of the army. Just to do it. And it is for dharma rakshanartha, for the sake of the welfare of the many. So for the welfare of the many, some sacrifice is necessary. So Sri Krishna again and again says in the Bhagavad Gita that it is for the loka rakshanartha, that is for the welfare of the universe, that I am I am performing all these actions. Nobody can force me to do what I have to do, but I am not bound by their force. I will just do whatever is necessary to be done, so that there is a greater good is done to a greater number of people. See, that is where morality comes. You do something for the greater good of a greater number. If it is, then it is called as a selfish action. But when you are doing something for the others, which is helping for a greater number of people, then definitely that action is pure. It's an action, even though it be just something like war and all that. That's why. And in that war, India had to respond to the perpetrators. Not that they have some grind against them. It is that they need to protect the greater number of people, and for that some punishment is necessary, and for that war is warranted. So that is what he says. Gunebhyascha param veti. All these are the play of the gunas, and therefore you remain unattached to that. This is a great teaching of the Bhagavad Gita, this chapter wherein Sri Krishna very keenly or very aptly describes the place of the three gunas, Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. In the next verse, Sri Krishna again says, Gunanetan atityatrin dehi deha samudbhavan janma mrityu jara dukkhair vimuktaha amritam ashnute. The embodied jiva spirit, having transcended the gunas from which the body has sprung, all of us are the result of Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. The whole universe, the Prakriti or Maya, Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. I think we studied it a little earlier in the previous verses. So he says everything has sprung from the gunas. Having transcended the gunas, we are in it, but we want to be out of it. That is the idea. Gains deliverance from the miseries of birth, death and old age, and attains to immortality. Does it mean that you will not be born, or you will not die, or you will not have old age? No. You will have all of that, but you are not attached to it. All the great saints and sages, all the great people of the world, they have, or they do loka rakshanartha, for the welfare of the universe. They will perform all kinds of actions, there is no doubt, but they are not attached to it. So the three gunas, they bind us to this body. It is as if they are the ropes that bind us to this body. And we all experience the external world through the organs. Everyone is aware of it. And we are like caged animals. Indeed, we are like caged animals. Just the other day, I saw some meme about the people, that is humans going into a reserve, and they are all in a cage. They are looking at the animals who are free over there. The animals are looking at the humans. So we are like the caged animals, and animals are really free. That is indeed the state of affairs in our life. We are all caged to this body-mind complex. And unfortunately, what is happening is our gunas, they are making us get caught in this mire of the body-mind complex. I am this, I am that, I am fair, I am dark, or I am good, I am bad. All of these are the different parts of the cage which we have enveloped ourselves in. Yet, the irony is that we are afraid to leave this cage. Ask any person who is past his age, that is to say 90, 100, nearly 100 or more, And are you ready to give up everything and die? Very few people will be able to answer, yes, I am ready to pass away. No. Everybody says, no. I want to enjoy the company of my great-great-grandchildren. We want to enjoy their company. We are not ready to leave this cage. So the example that the scriptures give is that of the silkworm. The silkworm weaves its cocoon around itself. And what happens? It just gets caught in that. Sri Ramakrishna says, some of them are very wise. They just break through the wall of the cocoon and come out. But most of them, they are very happy. It's very cozy within the cocoon. So I am very happy here. Nobody can do anything. But then unfortunately, the silk, the cocoon is put in boiling hot water, and then the yarn is removed from out of the cocoon. So that is what is happening. That's the state of affairs. We must pierce ourselves. We must pierce the bondage that we have created around ourselves. Sends its summons to us. We cannot say, wait, I still have something more to do, which we try to do, of course. We cannot say that wait. Wait for another 5 days, or wait for 10 days. I want to settle all the affairs. No, there is no time extension given to that. But again, while going, if we go with a lot of desires, if we go crying miserably, then we need to get back into this cage again and again. So the other thing is, the world does not owe anything to us. Let us make this very, very clear in our minds. The world does not owe anything to us at all. Rather, we owe everything to the world. So do not think that you still have something to get back from the world for your efforts that you have put in this universe. No, nothing at all. No, we don't have any right to ask for anything. Whatever is given to us, that is always a bonus. It is not something that we deserve. No? Nowadays, especially our children have this great thoughts of entitlement. Entitled for that? No, not at all. We have no entitlement for anything at all. This has to be understood. If we will understand it, we will be able to understand it if we know that we are all under the hold or grasp of the three gunas, Sattva, Rajas. The three gunas release us. They'll say, enough of you, okay, go. Then we will become free, even while living in this body. This is called Jivan Mukta. Some schools that one can be free while living in the body, but Vedanta, most of the schools of Vedanta, they believe that yes, even while living in this body, and examples of Jivan Muktas are innumerable. Great saints and seers, they have shown by the example of their own lives that yes, you can be freed. From what? Free from the hold of these three gunas, Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. Now Arjuna asks this question. This is very interesting. In Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna keeps on giving his upadesham or his teachings very clearly. Yet the intellect of Arjuna, who was extraordinary during his times, he was extraordinary. He was extraordinarily intelligent, extraordinarily capable of wielding the arms, etc. But yet he keeps on asking the questions. He keeps on raising doubts, and sometimes he challenges Sri Krishna also. This is very good. A student, a keen student is one who will challenge his teacher, and only when he challenges, the teacher will give out the best from himself. Only when that challenge comes. That's why in Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna has been made the spokesperson for all of us who keep on having doubts. Because the external world, which is very tangible for us, appears more real. We have not experienced God realization, we have not experienced the presence of the divine. Therefore, so why should I go for something that is intangible, be touched, that which cannot be held, which cannot be which cannot be smelt, and all that. So the question is very natural for everyone. Okay, how can I believe in something which I do not see? But we also know that seeing is not believing. Just merely seeing is not believing. There is something much, much more there. Unseen things are there much more. Very recently, 2-3 days ago, I saw that one of the Indian scientists has come up with an idea that there are beings in other lokas or in other planets, and they are still living. One can, with the help of modern technology, one will be able to find out whether indeed there is life other than on earth. So there is so much more that is not known. What we know is just the tip of the iceberg. So Sri Krishna, when Sri Krishna is giving the instructions to Arjuna, Arjuna keeps on questioning him again and again. And this is a great opportunity for us to learn about what life is, what spirituality means. So a state of a person who has gone beyond 3 gunas. How does he behave? How does he? Sri Krishna has already spoken about it in the 2nd chapter, Sthita Prajna, Lakshana, in the characteristics of a person of a steady intellect. He has already spoken about it, but still Arjuna questions. Therefore, this question is asked by him. Kair lingai strin guna netan atito bhavati prabho kimacharah katam chaitan trin gunanati vartate. O Lord, what are the marks of one who has transcended 3? How does he behave, and how does he rise above them? See, in this world there are both the bound as well as the seen from outside. Both the bound people and those who are free, they look alike. They dress alike, they look alike, they speak alike, they behave also sometimes alike. But the difference is that is in the outlook of that person. A person who has seen freedom, or who has experienced, that is the correct word, who has experienced freedom, he has realized that what is a mere mirage. It is a mere mirage. When I go to a desert, and if I am very thirsty, I start seeing a oasis over there, plenty of water with palm trees around. But it is not there. Yet I am able to see mirage. Therefore, here Arjuna is asking, well, for the outside world, the realized soul as well as the bound soul looks alike. So how can I recognize a person who has had this experience, divine God experience? That is the idea. So in the difference is in the manner with which, or it is the attitude of that person with which he deals with the world. The attitude of that person is totally different from the ones that are bound. For us, everything is so very real. If something untoward happens to us, we get excited, we get disappointed, we get angry. This is the common condition of all of us people. But whereas a person who has been freed while living, or who has gone beyond the play of these three gunas, he remains calm, he remains composed. Not that he is heartless, no, it is not that he is heartless. He will cry with you, he will try to console you, he will try to be with you in whatever you do, but within himself he has another feeling. I think last week before we study, I told you about Sri Ramakrishna's vision of Akshay, his nephew. Akshay almost grew up with Sri Ramakrishna. He almost looked upon him as his child. And Akshay contacted he passed away that in the village Kamarpukur, so many kilometers away from Kolkata where Sri Ramakrishna was. And there he is talking to people, suddenly he stops, and then he goes into an ecstasy and starts clapping his hands with great glee, with great happiness. Oh, he is going away. He saw the soul of Akshay soaring high. So the devotees around him, the people around him said, "What happened to you?" Akshay's soul has been released from the cage of the body and he is going away. See, his experience is that that person has gone beyond the play of the three gunas, or the soul has gone beyond the play of the three gunas and is so very happy. But after coming down, after some time, Sri Ramakrishna expresses great. If a part of myself has been snatched away from myself, that's what any parent feels. So, as if one part of myself has been snatched away, he comes down, and I see, at that time, when I saw that he is released from all these, the bondage, then I was very happy for him. But now, because of my attachment to him, I am feeling this. I will be all right. After some time, he came back to his normalcy. So that's what Arjuna asks here. How does he overcome the limitation? Atitya, Trin Gunan, Atitya. He says, Atitaha Bhavati Prabhu, because the gunas keep binding us again and again. Of a cow tied by its tether to a post. A post is there and the cow is tied to that. And the cow has only that much of space as the rope allows it to graze. It will go and graze. It cannot be free from that, but it cannot escape from the bondage. So the gunas keep on binding us again and again to go to a greater extent, but most of the time it will keep us within its hold. But a Satguru is one, a true Guru is one who can diagnose your disease and who will say, look, this is how you can cut off your bondage. Charah katam chaitan trin gunan ativartate. How can a person go beyond the three gunas? This is the question that Sri Arjuna asks of Sri Krishna. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha, the Lord responds to his query, his question. Prakasham cha pravrittincha mohameva cha pandava na dveshti sampravrittani na nivrittani kankshati. The blessed Lord said, O son of Pandu, he who shows no aversion to knowledge, activity or delusion when any of them is dominant, nor longs for them when absent. So he breaks it up in 3-4 of these verses. He says, he who shows no aversion to knowledge. See, prakasha. Prakasha means the shine. The sun is not phased by the clouds. Sun keeps on shedding its light, its brightness to the whole universe. So, similarly, when trials and tribulations come, Sattvic person, he is not bothered about the trials and tribulations at all, because his state is that of the shining or the bright. It will not fade by the passing of the cloud before him. Rather, such a person is not bothered at all by the trials and tribulations. And then pravrittincha, prakashamcha, is performing action, going towards the path of action, that is called as pravritti. So such a person, even though he is working, engaged, as I gave the example of the warrior who is fighting, is engaged in something which is not considered noble, yet he is not bothered about it, because he is doing it for loka sangra. That means for the welfare of the many. Bahujana hitaya, bahujana sukhaya. Bhagavan Buddha talks about it. For the welfare of many, for the happiness of many. Bahujana sukhaya. But even while performing all of that, he is not at. He says, na nivrittani kankshati. He is not bothered by it. He has no hold on, Tamas does not have any hold upon him at all. So the great saints incessantly work, but do not yield to laziness. Not that they don't take rest, they do take rest, but they are not bothered if they don't get any sleep. Even if they don't get any rest, they are not bothered about it. That's why Sri Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that moment when I am not at work. See, if I sleep, the whole universe will go to sleep. I am always the conscience within us, the Chaitanya Sakshi within us. It must be kept always awake. It should not go to sleep. See, people who conduct heinous crimes are those whose conscience has been just gone to sleep. We should not let our conscience go to sleep. We need to let it be awake all the time. So we need to have behind us whenever we do anything, whenever we say anything also. Extremely hard. It's a great discipline by itself. Just to watch what I am talking, just to watch what I am saying. All of these has to be there when I perform any kind of action. That is called as that is a secret of being awake all the time, being awake. So you will not go wrong. Sri Ramakrishna says that an expert dancer will not dance a false step or a wrong step. Even if you ask her to dance a wrong step, her very basic energies will not. Or great musicians who have perfected music, they will never have a besur. In Hindi they call it besur. They will not have a wrong tone in their music. It's difficult, impossible for them to sing. Similarly, a person who has achieved this state is one who will not take a wrong step. Na nivrittani kankshati, nor is he going to get worried if things do not happen in the manner it should happen. So whether sun or rain, or action or no action, sleep or no sleep, he is not bothered by it. Na nivrittani kankshati. He will not just go back and say, no, I won't do it because there is danger in it, I will not undertake it. No, he will keep on doing what he is supposed to do. Like fireman. No? A fireman will ensure that he does the right thing and he puts off the fire. Even at the cost of his own life, he will keep on doing it. So, what makes that such person do the way he or she does? The spiritual nature. Our spiritual nature is so strong. Our innate spiritual nature, the divine nature in ourselves is extremely strong. And it has the capacity, or it can give us the capacity to face any trial or tribulation in our life. So, but we need to invoke it. We need to invoke it through sadhana. What is sadhana? Sadhana is putting our efforts. That is, whatever I am doing, whatever I am thinking, whatever I am saying, let the divine be manifest there. God is making me do this. God is making me say this. God is giving me this food and so that I can get strong. Everything you divinize it. That is the idea. You must spiritualize or divinize it. Nadveshti sampravrittani. He says when they are active, he is not upset or angry. They may show a little bit of anger just to put the other person, the persons off, or or ask them to get away from their way, but within themselves they are not angry at all. Sometimes, if you read the life of Sri Ramakrishna, you will see Sri Ramakrishna is taking somebody to task, giving him scoldings, but he looks at the person who is worried. How is this holy man getting so angry? And he just looks at him and just smiles to him. He says, it is because he needs that kind of a medicine. Therefore, the correct medicine has to be given to that. Nadveshti sampravrittamni. Is not upset or angry. Swami Vivekananda used to about a buffalo. A buffalo has the horns, you see. So a mosquito was sitting on the horn of a buffalo. There for a very long time, it observed that the buffalo was not at all bothered by its presence over there. It was sitting there pecking at the horn. Nothing was happening. So the buffalo said to the mosquito said to the buffalo, Mr. Buffalo, I have been sitting on your horn for a very long time. Perhaps it is inconveniencing you, perhaps it is hurting you, and I am very sorry, I will just go away. And the buffalo said to the mosquito, don't worry, I am not at all bothered by your presence. If need be, you bring your whole family and you can have your residence on my on my horns. I am not at all bothered by it at all. So the same way, this Atma Bala person is so much that he does not hate anyone. Hatred is beyond his thinking or beyond his feeling. Nadveshti sampravruttani na nivruttani kankshati. So there is a kind of ignoring the other person also. It does not want to give any importance to others. Sometimes when your child is very importunate, being very naughty, you don't involve in them, just watch them. Continuously keep on watching the child. The child's nature becomes very subservient, then the child will stop doing all the mischief that she is doing. So that's how the mind is also like that. It keeps on misbehaving with us. All the time it will keep on. What we should do is just watch it. Do not get involved in its activities. Just watch it. This is Sakshi. This is the Sakshi meditation. Some people call it as Sakshi meditation. That is observing your mind. Do not move. Do not go along with it. Just sit in a corner and just observe what your mind is thinking. And do not go along with it. Slowly and slowly, the mind will calm down. Sattva will dawn upon you. So here we will stop and we will take up the next few verses. Udasinavat asinaha. How the person who has gone beyond the three gunas is totally remains unconcerned. How he totally remains unconcerned and becomes a witness. It's just a continuation of what we just now studied. Om Shantakaram Bhujakashayanam Padmanabham Suresham Vishwadharam Gaganastrisham Meghavarnam Shubhangam Kamalanayanam Yogiradhyanagamyam Vande Vishnum Bhavabhayaharam Sarvalokaikanaatham. Om Shanti Shanti. Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.